to all you friends of the family, friends of the show, and truly terrible fans, thanks for downloading this episode of Seldom Differs Terrible Features. Now, this is actually future Ryan speaking. Don't know if you recognise my voice. It's slightly more futuristic than present Ryan, or past Ryan, as I know him. Now, I've got to tell you, something terrible, but kind of inevitable, has happened. Basically, this week we ran out of time a bit to record an episode. So we thought what we'd do, instead of just releasing nothing, is release a compilation of some of our favourite sketches and character bits and songs from the series so far. A bit of a trip down memory lane. So I hope that's okay. It's a bit of a different one this week, obviously, but I think it should still be quite an enjoyable episode. Bit of a different listening experience, but hopefully still worth your time. Because, you know, you listen to the episode and then it sort of goes into the ether. And this is a nice reminder of some of the bits you might have enjoyed. Anyway, let's begin with a song from episode 3 about the time Johnny Cash punched an ostrich to death.
Oh, its body, oh so feathery, and its talons, oh so leathery, and its brain is smaller than its eyes. I punched an ostrich until it died.
The Secret Diary of Stephen Frayne, but most people call me Dynamo, age 33 and 3/4. Dear Diary, what a mad day. First I got out of bed and had my breakfast, which is my secret recipe. Cheerios, Cocoa Pops and Sugar Puffs, all mixed together. I call it cheeky Cocoa Puffs. It's right nice. Then my mum gave me 20 quid note, which I made float around the kitchen a bit with me magic. But then she snapped me invisible string and said, if you're so magic, why don't you turn this 20 quid into 20 Richmond Super Kings and 4 cans of Skol? I knew what she meant. So I went down to the shop at Endert Road and showed Mr. Shaft my floating magic Twix effect. And he thought it were right cool, but he didn't let me have a free Twix. But luckily, once I'd bought my mum her stuff, there were a bit of money left, about 50p. So I treated myself to an ice pop. I like it when it like melts and it's all like a drink in a tube, and I feel like I'm a spaceman eating like space food from them little packets and stuff. It's right cool. Anyway, I took my mum a fags and booze, and she said, where's my change, you thieving bastard? So I said, I don't know. They must have put prices up on fags and booze. I didn't get any change, which were a white lie, like when I do one of my magic tricks and I say, look, the sponge ball is in my hand, but actually it's in my other hand, or in my pocket, or behind my ear, or something. Anyway, she says, that thieving bastard, Mr. Shaft, and she got off settee, and she marched to the shop, still in like her slippers and nightie and all that. She were fuming. Now then, you thieving bastard, she goes to Mr. Shaft. He goes, what? She goes, you know what? Where's me effing change? He goes, what change? She goes, you effing know what change. Change you want me from me fags and booze I sent nobody here to get for me. When she says knobhead, she meant me. She's right funny. He goes, there weren't no change. She goes, there should have been 50p change. Mr. Shaft looked at me and I gave him a magic wink. My mum goes, either you're thieving from me or nobody here is. On about me like. So I gave him a magic wink again, and Mr. Shaft goes, oh yeah, I must have done till wrong. Sorry love, here's your change. And he gives her 50p. So that were right good, weren't it? Then I went to America and I did my magic show for Will Smith's little lad, Jason, for his birthday party. It were alright. And that were my day. Stephen Frayne, but most people call me Dynamo. Signing off.
Someone needs to say something. Shut long someone said something. He needs to hear. Tell me why I said anything. Someone had it right. Let's have it right.
Alright Ryan, it's me, Casino Paul. Listen mate, I had to give you a call. I just have to have it fucking right about this company that call themselves Lurpak. Now I don't mind the butter, it's a nice butter. But to call yourself Lurpak spreadable is a fucking lie. You're about as spreadable as Blackpool Rock. Now, I don't mind the butter itself. I don't mind Lurpak, but it blows my little fucking mind that you call it Lurpak spreadable when you can't spread the cunt. I just made my toast this morning, right? And I might as well use a fucking boxing glove to spread the butter on. Yeah? I've smashed that slice of bread to bits. I have to put the Lurpak in a fucking microwave, yeah? Now, it should say Lurpak spreadable if it's a right hot day and the butter's outside. It's not spreadable, it's false fucking advertising. And it's about time someone had the breast fucking bollocks to say it. Never mind, I can't believe it's not butter. It should be called, I can't believe these muggy little cunts have put spreadable on the box. Anyway, speaking of the box, Ryan, Ollie Oakes has just come on, so I'm going to have to get out of here. But all the love to the family, much love, see you soon.
Welcome back to Yorkshire Sports. And weren't that a cracking game of Pass the Parcel of Pork? The music stopped on Piggy Perry Plimpton, who prized open the parcel to find his pork-based present. A pound of sausage, a stone of bacon and half a ton of gammon. He takes his prize home to his wife and newborn baby, happy as a pig in thou knows what. Shit. Now, on to our next sport, and it's semi-final at brew supping. Mugs and mugs of piping hot tea drank at pace by masters at sport. Don't try this at home, kids, unless they fancies their chances supping brews professional-like, in which case they will have to try it at home. And if they does that, remember, the hotter the tea the better, and don't forget the sugar. Our first player is 42-year-old Gregory Shifter, who's been supping brews since the day he was born, if not longer. Rumour has it his father, Charlie Shifter, a champion brew supper himself, fed brews to baby Gregory when he was still in the womb. It's said he'd take a mouthful of piping hot tea, then blow it through a straw, up the vagina and into the amniotic sac.
Jesus Christ.
Sounds about right.
Good Lord.
Fucking hell.
Oh dear.
Oh my Lord. What an image.
Next up we have 49-year-old Big Jim Limp, a fan favourite due to his cracking sense of humour and massive body. My God, look how big he is. He's huge, like a monster, an absolute man mountain. Too big, many would say. Not me though, I like a big man, a cracking big sportsman, and as I say, a cracking sense of humour with his famous catchphrase, Fee, 5, 4, fum, I drink tea like an Englishman. Such a very large man. Really big. Tall and broad. Just gargantuan. Massive.
Tea supping about to begin. Tea supping
Well,
is
looks like they're about to start now, so I'll hand you over to commentators, Rodney Bingham and Trevor Stainrod.
Mental.
Hello, I'm Rodney Bingham, and as always, I'm joined by Trevor Stainrod. How are you, Trevor?
Not so bad. Excited to be commentating on a sport that we came up against each other in. We were fierce rivals back then, if you remember that.
Yes, I do remember it fondly. Bayek, we were red in face by the end of the day, I can tell you. Of course, what we're talking about is the annual Brew Supping Tournament. That's mugs of hot Yorkshire tea, drunk as quickly as possible. And what a day we've got for this semi-final. Perfect weather for brew supping, Trevor.
Oh, absolutely. We should say we're at Bramall Lane Stadium in Sheffield, and the sun is beating down, scorching. They could cook an egg by rolling it along the floor. So it's perfect for supping tea.
Some folk would think you'd want it cold out, but of course, with the rapid temperature change in the mouth, it could cause exploding teeth.
Bomb gob, aye, yeah. I'm glad we moved out the winter for this one. Mind you, we had that daft lad a few weeks back that Fred mentioned, supping straight from the kettle.
There's one every year, and let me tell you, his widow is still furious at him. Anyway, on to today's event. We've got Gregory Shifter facing off against Big Jim Limp.
And they're coming out onto the supping stage now. You can hear the Limpers are in today, my goodness.
He's always had a tremendous crowd behind him, and I think that's what spurs him on once the lips start to blister. Right, now the tea lady has brought over their mugs and the teapot. The umpire is taking the temperature to make sure the water's hot.
Temperature's right.
And it's a thumbs up.
Yep, the tea is being poured out now. 20 steaming mugs full in front of them. And once the umpire gives the shout, they'll begin. And they'll have as long as it takes the timer kettle to boil and whistle. Very important, whistle. And they're off there, and look at Big Jim Limp tearing into the first mug like a thimble full of best bitter.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. But Shifter giving him a run for his money. They're neck and neck, necking this tea. You can see Gregory glancing over to check. Big Jim, though, has his mind set. He's only focused on that tea like a dog with a bit of drop mutton. Both through 10 mugs now.
Oh, that's a slip up from Shifter. He's knocked over one of the mugs. It will be replaced by the tea lady. It really knocks your rhythm, though.
Oh, well, it looks like a foregone conclusion with Limp way ahead. Hang on, Shifter's picked up 3 mugs here. Trevor, you ever seen out like this?
I can't get me breath, I can't speak. He's pouring 3 mugs in at once. This one is for the record books, no lie.
And Shifter has taken it. He's up, arms in the air celebrating. Limp looks genuinely impressed. I think he's happy to have been a part of something so momentous.
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, Well, wouldn't you? Oh, and Shifter's down his lips and his whole face is looking pretty red and sore after that. Puts me in mind of a bowl of minestrone soup.
Oh, well, that's why we have the St John's ambulance here. I'm sure they'll put him back together as best they can. But his missus will definitely have something to get used to.
Absolutely. Let's just hope that she married him for his personality. Well, Gregory Shifter goes through to the final, and hopefully the skin grafts will have taken by then. Fred, it's back to you.
That's right, boys. We are Slim O'Shady.
That's us.
And let me just say before we start, I think it's great that you're getting a proper Irishman on the show and not having a poor, offensive Irish accent done by a non-Irish person.
That's right.
Okay, so well done, lads.
Yes.
You've not cheapened this show one bit. Ha! And this one's called Lose Yourself.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, his vomit on his sweater already. Mom spaghetti is nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting that he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words don't come out. He's choking how everybody's joking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over. Let's give it up. Hey. For Big Mick on the fiddle. Hey. Hey. Snap back to reality. Out there goes gravity. Out there goes rabbit. He's choked so mad, but he won't give up that easy. No, he won't have it. He knows his whole back's to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope, he knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to his mobile home, that's when he's back to the lab again. Yo, this whole rhapsody. Better go capture this moment and hope it'll pass it by. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo.
Thanks for having us, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your St. Paddy's Day special show.
Hey, welcome back to our show. I'm Maddie.
I'm Johnny.
And hey, I'm Rainy. Good to be back.
Happy St. Paddy's Day.
St. Paddy's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. And today we have been sent by the crazy cats in London what they call a Guinness.
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 Guinness. And that's a draft stoot.
It's a draft.
It's a draft stoot.
A draft
I think
stoot.
it's drought stoot.
Drought
Drought stoot.
Gunese draft stoot. I've cracked open the can. I'm just going to pour it out into these pint pots here.
Oh my goodness.
That's black.
Look
Is
at
that
the color.
off? Is that gone off? What's the use by date on that?
John, is this right? Is this meant to be black?
Yeah, I think it's most likely been cursed.
Okay.
That's why you're getting that color. It kind of, for the listeners at home, it kind of looks like a beer you might find in the remains of a house fire.
Sure, like a charred beer.
Yeah, that's it. Look, but
Yeah.
but strangely enough, it has this kind of creamy white top, which I'm quite excited
Yeah.
about. I'm looking forward to the kind of. I'm thinking it must be quite sweet. I'm sure it's quite sweet. So,
It looks sweet.
Happy Paddy's Day,
Happy Paddy's
guys.
Day.
And I'm just gonna
Go straight in there.
Oh my god!
taste like wires, like dirt.
Take a blender, take some wires, take some dirt,
Take some soil.
shavings of some tires, some like rubber tire shavings.
Shit. Take some shit, some dog shit, some cat shit.
That's a little harsh. I mean, it's, yeah, sure, it tastes of wires and soil, but it's kind of smooth in a
Here
way.
comes the aftertaste, Johnny. Here comes the aftertaste. Actually, now I'm getting nutty, creamy, chocolatey.
Nutty, creamy, chocolatey wires.
Less shit now. That's
Yeah.
actually strangely okay. Initially, it was like, yeah, I had that. It's like nightmares all come running at my tongue,
Yeah.
and then like old streets. Tastes like
It tastes like the past.
tastes like
Oh my gosh, guys. I'm actually just looking at some information on Guinness, and it says that it was actually established in 1759.
So it is.
It is the
was
past.
made 300 years ago,
And that's why it's so
it
black.
tastes.
It
over
kind
300
of, well,
years
I mean,
old.
I actually think that maybe this particular can is a relic can from the original, because that's why it's so black.
And that explains the taste. The kind of, like you said, Ryan, tastes like the past.
Tastes like dust.
Tastes old, yeah. It tastes like old cellars.
Like dungeons.
Dungeons. Yes. Dungeons and Cellars, that new game. It's very popular around in England, I think, that they play. The board game Dungeons and Cellars.
Dungeons and Cellars. I mean, you're mentioning flavors like rats. I'm getting
Of course,
rats.
very ratty, very ratty.
It's black, so you think maybe it's going to be cola, but it's so not. It's like
the opposite.
anti-cola.
Nola.
It's flat.
Nola.
It's flat.
It's so
Very
flat.
flat.
Very flat for a what is it? It's a stoot.
A stoot, yeah. It's
Guinness.
It's a dry
Drought stoot.
Drought stoot. That's right. Yes. I'm gonna go straight for the scores now.
Yeah.
For me personally, because of the horrifying initial flavor, but then the nice kind of historic flavor aftertaste.
Yeah.
I've got to hit it bang right in the middle with a 5 out of 10.
Well, I'm going to be a bit more generous as it's St. Paddy's Day, and I'm going to give it 5.5.
I actually found it so disgusting, so I think I'm going to give it 4 out of 10.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well,
It's harsh, but fair.
I just want to say happy Paddy's Day to our English friends back in the studio.
Happy Paddy's Day.
Happy Paddy's Day.
Have a burger on me.
And that's goodbye from me, Maddie.
It's goodbye from me, Johnny.
And goodbye from me, Ryanie.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ra.
Toodle pip.
Nah. Let's have it fucking right. There's too many mugs out there that are making this lockdown more difficult than it has to be. And they need to fucking hear this. Nipped to the shop for some bulk roll, thought I'd fucking risk it. Turns out all of you mugs have already fucking nicked it. Now I gotta wipe my arse on a fucking biscuit. Were you not told to fill up on roll? No, I must have missed it. You're a mug. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. You're a mug.
Let's have it right. Let's have it right. You're a mug. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. You're a mug. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Social distancing, you're not listening. No more discos, no more christening. Stay away, 2 meters apart. I shouldn't be able to smell your breath or your farts. You're a mug. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. You're a mug. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. You're a mug. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. You're a mug. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Don't do a flower market in the peak of the crisis. You're literally a bigger threat than fucking ISIS. And although staying indoors isn't the nicest, you'll be saving lives while you're eating chocolates. Haha. Yeah. Stay indoors. Wash your fucking hands. And big love to the NHS.
The Secret Diary of Stephen Frayne, but most people call me Dynamo, aged 33 and 3/4. Dear Diary, I've been staying at my nan and granddad's because my mum's doing something called community service, which is where you do stuff to help your local community for free, which is right nice of her, isn't it? Last night, my granddad let me try some froth from his beer. It looked right nice and creamy, but it tasted horrible. I won't be doing that again. I got all my new tricks delivered to my nan's because my mum don't trust postmen and sets fire to old post, just in case, which is fair enough I suppose. Anyway, I got a new effect called cigarette through £2 coin, and it's where you put a cigarette through a £2 coin. It's right cool. I'm not allowed cigarettes, but my granddad lent me one of his to practice with. I stayed up till at least 9:30 practising. I love staying at my nan and granddad's because they let me stay up right late. On Saturday night I stayed up till 11 o'clock. It were right dark, and I were right tired, but it were right cool. I couldn't wait to show me mum my new trick once I got home. So today my granddad took me home. At first thing I said was, Mam, can you borrow me a cigarette? And she goes, F off, but buy your own effing fags, little knobhead, which is what she calls me. I go, no Mam, I just want to show you a magic. So she goes, oh, for F's sake, alright then. But I want it back. So I goes, look Mam, and I gets me trick coin out. But she don't know it's a trick coin, she just thinks it's like a normal £2 coin. Anyway, I push her cig through, and she goes, oh yeah, very good. Now give me my effing fag back. So I went to pull it out, but the mechanism jammed, and it sliced her cig into two. I goes, oh Mam, no. I'm right sorry, but I broke your cig. She goes, right, well hurry up and magic it back together then. I need a shit, which means a poo. I goes, I can't. She goes, you effing better. I goes, I can't, I'm right sorry. My granddad laughed. So I laughed. Then she storms up to my room and comes back with my piggy bank. And she's about to smash my piggy bank, and then my granddad goes, wait a minute, Linda. And he takes the broken cig and he pushes it into his ear, all the way in. And then he pulls it out of his nose. But somehow, like, when it's been passed through his brains or whatever, it's been mended, and he gives it to me mum. So that were right good, weren't it? I do tricks, me. My granddad does real magic. And then I went to America, and I did my magic show for Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. She's got a right big bum. And that was my week. Stephen Frayne, but most people call me Dynamo. Signing off.
Hiya boys, my name's Kirsty and I'm from Handworth in Sheffield. I've just seen your open auditions on Facebook to be part of the show. Well, I call it Snake Book because it's absolutely riddled with snakes, but that's a whole different story. And I thought, you know what, new year, new me, why not apply? Just give it a go. I might be able to get my own feature, who knows? So here I am. What do I like? I like cooking. I cook with wine. Sometimes I even put it in the food. No, that's just me, honestly. Laugh a minute. So feature-wise, I thought I could be like an agony aunt or something, because I'm always like going on Facebook saying, you okay, hon, you okay, hon, you okay, hon. And I just want to do more. Do you know what I mean? I actually want to solve people's problems, so I just thought I'd give it a shot. Not everyone's problems. I mean, there is a lass on Facebook, Sharon, who shall not be named, who actually went off with my ex, Kieran. So we don't like her. She's a snake, as is Kieran, and she's got snake little kids. I saw it the other day actually on Facebook. She did this, that doppelganger thing. Which celebrity do you look like? And she's there going, this is what celebrities people have said I look like. It's not what I'm saying. She's put like Cameron Diaz and Julia Roberts and all this shit. And I'm like, well, they look different anyway, so that makes no fucking sense. Anyway, I thought if I were making yours, love, I'd put bloody Snake from Jungle Book in there, and I'd put Miss Piggy probably on there, and any dog, any kind of Disney dog. Oh, that's too nice actually, like a horrible dog from a drama, or like Stephen King's Cujo or something. Anyway, that's a different story. So yeah, I'd love to be part of the show and love what you guys are doing. So get in touch. I'm here. New year, new me. Live, laugh, love.
So I was down the pub a little while back, obviously before they shut them all down, and I got chatting to this old fella about his job. He was saying he used to be a steeplejack. Anyone know what a steeplejack is?
Not sure.
Yeah. So basically what his job was to climb up church steeples, stuff like that, and fix the lead on, the tiles or whatever. And I basically
work on steeples.
Yeah, exactly. But super high roofing.
Right.
And it seemed pretty interesting. So I was like, do you mind if I record our conversation? And he seemed pretty obliging about it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find us some old people who are just legends, basically, and record them.
We've had interesting lives, yeah.
And you have a jingle. What do you want to do? Play the jingle and then play the interview?
I mean, yeah, play the jingle. It's a little bit of it's a different pace, a bit more sedate.
Okay, well, we need to just chill out a bit. So let's go for it. Yeah, nice one.
Old legend with something to say. He's got a story to tell from back in the day. He's that old legend, his story's for you, and hopefully it's at least partially true.
I were a steeplejack for many years, yes, oh yes. You couldn't just choose what you wanted to be back then, of course, It was what was needed at the time. And I was from a village with a lot of churches, so I was a steeplejack. We used to be up them ladders, mostly done by night, of course, because lot of lads suffered from vertigo. So it's best not to be able to see how high up you are. That's, of course, that has its own problems, You can't exactly see what you're trying to do, but you get around it, there's ways. Originally, we'd have a candle between his teeth that we'd light. It wasn't too much of a problem until it got short and you'd have to put it out. But by that stage in the evening, you'd seen enough that you could just do it by feel, really. Later on, of course, the introduction of electric lights. We used to have a little light in top of his helmet, and that was powered by battery. And the battery were, what would it have been? It would have been about £60. You'd wear that on your back, and then you've got light for 20 minutes. So it were good. It were a good amount. The thing was when war was on, of course, we couldn't do work by night because of blackout, and we couldn't use the candles or the torches. So what we'd do is we'd work by day. And I'm not afraid to admit this. I do suffer with vertigo. So what we'd do is we'd go up the inside of the church until we got to steeple. Now, then we'd lay us ladders up against base at steeple, then hop, hop, hop. We'd all jump into handstands. Right. Then we'd climb the ladders like that, putting his hands on the ladder rung, going up steeple like that. And the reason for doing this is, of course, you have to look down your body to see where your feet are. But what you're actually doing is you're looking up at the sky because you're upside down. So you can't see terrifying ground beneath you. Yeah, clever, isn't it? It does sound strange, but it worked safest way. Well, that was the thinking at the time, anyway.
And did you ever see anyone fall?
A few people did fall, yeah. Yeah, a few people fell, but that were part of the job.
And you never wore harnesses or anything like that?
No harnesses, no. What we'd have instead of harnesses, a layer of cork all around his body. So if you did fall, the hope was that the cork would take a lot of the impact. Didn't work, but yeah, there went out else. We could have used harnesses, I suppose, yeah, but it wasn't seemly.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
This year, I've just turned 101.
Wow.
And of course, I've retired now from steeplejacking. Ooh, long time now. Not been up a steeple in, 10 years? Yeah. It doesn't leave you. Some of me old mates are still going up them ladders. More falls at my age, a lot more falls.
Well, Gregory, thanks very much for that. It's been really informative. It's great to meet you. Lads, back to you in the studio.
I'm Jason Statham. I am British, right? But I do seem to have a bit of an American twang. Or am I Australian? It doesn't matter. Just imagine if I, Jason Statham, was David Jason. This is Jason Statham's David Jason.
So, with that in mind, I think the world would be a lot different, and here's an example of what I mean, basically.
I think we're on a winner here, Trig. Alright, play nice and cool, son. Nice and cool, you know what I mean. Drink up, Trig, drink up, we're leaving.
Ain't you gonna try for them birds?
Nah, you're cramping my style, mate. You're cramping my style.
And I suppose it'd be something like that, wouldn't it? The alternative universe where Jason Statham was, of course, David Jason.
I just want to get out of fucking lockdown. Let's have it right. I want to be out there again making a crust.
Coming out of club with a stumble. I know you've been on that crumble. Don't be so frugal. Pass your boy that bugle. And if you don't like the taste, don't be glum. Stick your finger in my bag and rub it in your gums. Cause I'm a hoover. Head down, stiff around is my maneuver. Yes, I'm a hoover. Head down, stiff around is my maneuver. Yeah. 1 bag, 2 bag, 3 bag, 4, 5 bag, 6 bag, 7 bag, more, 8 bag, 9 bag, 10 bag, Lord. They're calling the police.
Nah, mate, you got the wrong geezer, bruv. I've got nothing on me, mate, yeah. You lose, should've checked my shoes. I've got Yarries in them, poppers in my back pockets like it's the 90s again. I got drawers down my drawers in my socks, pure adrenaline, with intent to supply the whole club again. Yeah. Cause I'm a hoover. Head down, that's right, is my maneuver. Anything you need, yeah. You come to the casino, call me. Hoover. Head down, step around is my maneuver. Yeah. Got squirrel shit you can smoke. Fucking hell, it is wank. Blah blah blah. Come with me, come for a livener. Come and get a little bump inside ya. That's too much, you owe me a $5.
Bouncers are here.
I'm getting out of here like Liv Tyler. fucking... Get out then. Get out of the fucking cubicle. Jesus Christ. You never done a bump before? Fucking hell. You're not hearing the bouncers are here. Right. If you need me, I'll be at the bar.
The Secret Diary of Stephen Frayne, but most people call me Dynamo. Dear Diary, today is my birthday. I'm now officially 33 years old. Wowee. To celebrate, me and all my friends went out for a slap-up meal. There was me grandad, Mr. Shaft from Corner Shop, and me mam. We went to my favourite restaurant, Damon's, which is an all-American style diner. The real taste of Hollywood, but in a retail park in Bradford. You really feel like you've entered Hollywood USA when you walk in, because they've got a massive picture of the Hollywood sign, and everywhere you look, there's pictures of Hollywood stars, like Marilyn Monroe, and other ones as well. Some of them have even visited Damon's themselves, and they've got a wall of fame showing all of the Hollywood stars that have eaten in Damon's. Everyone who's anyone's been there. Fizz from Coronation Street, Vera from Coronation Street, and Norris from Coronation Street. Not only that, but there's a picture of the owner, Damon himself, shaking hands with the greatest chef of all time, Ainsley Harriott. So you know the food must be good. For our meals, I ordered an American-style double cheeseburger with extra bacon. My granddad got an American-style shepherd's pie, Mr. Shaft got an American-style chicken madras, and my mum got an American-style full English breakfast with extra chips. Or should I say fries. I was just about to tuck into my burger when who comes over but Damon himself. He goes, "Excuse me, are you Dynamo?" And I said, "My name is Stephen Frayne, but yeah, most people call me Dynamo." And he goes, "Would it be possible to get a picture with you to put on the wall of fame?" And even though I was right hungry and desperate to eat my burger, I couldn't pass up the chance of a lifetime to be on the wall of fame in Damon's. I said, "Do you want me mum and grandad and Mr. Shaft to be in the picture as well?" And he said, "Are they famous?" And I said, "Everyone in our street knows Mr. Shaft." And Mr. Shaft goes, "It's okay, Stephen. You'll go and have a picture with Damon. I've got a face for the radio." And I said, "Well, so is Chris Moyles, but he's on Wall of Fame." Then my mum goes, "What the F do you want a picture with this little S for? He'll put people off the food, his ugly mug staring at him front wall while they try and eat their American-style slop." And Damon goes, "Well, Dynamo's a world-famous magician. I think it would be an amazing endorsement for us, for people to know that he eats here." And my mum goes, "He's a big-headed little cunt, is what he is," which is fair enough. I do get a bit big for my boots sometimes, I suppose. Like, when I walked on water like Jesus, that was probably a bit much. Anyway, my granddad goes, "Calm down, Linda. Let lad have a picture on his birthday." So me and Damon went over to Big Hollywood sign to have our photo taken. It was one of them right high-tech Polaroid cameras, so picture comes out straight away, and I could choose where I wanted to be put on Wall of Fame. So I'm in between Peter Schmeichel and a member of the band Bewitched. Anyway, I went back to my seat. I'd only been gone about 2 minutes, but by the time I got back, my mum's plate were completely empty. She'd eaten a lot, and she was just mopping up last bit of bean juice with what looked like a burger bun. That must have been part of American style at breakfast, I suppose. Then I looked at my plate, and it were completely empty as well. "Where's my cheeseburger and chips?" I says, and my mum goes, "Oh yeah, some homeless fella came in and nicked it." So I thought, well, that's good at least. Suppose he needs it more than me. But I was still right hungry. Then my granddad goes, "Close your eyes, Stephen." So I did. Then my granddad goes, "Abracadabra," which is like this magical spell, but from the olden days. Then he goes, "Now open your eyes." So I did. And my plate were full of food of all different kinds. There was shepherd's pie and chicken madras, all on one plate. I don't know how he did it. The only explanation is real magic. So that were right good, weren't it? Then I went to Sydney Opera House and did my magic show for about 5,000 people. It were alright. And that were my day.
Stephen Frayne, but most people call me Dynamo, signing off.
Welcome back to Yorkshire Sports. Weren't that a cracking game of Guess the Gravy? Congratulations to Graham Greengrass, who guzzled down that gravy like a good one, and correctly guessed it was beef flavoured. He takes his 12 buckets of espresso back to Brid. Now, on to our next sport. And it's semi-final at pint carrying, a firm favourite with all family, young and old. In fact, just yesterday we saw first ever junior pint carrying. There'll be a few sore heads in playground today, I'll bet. Now, our first player is 42-year-old Roger Clyde, who's been known to scoff a full bag of dry roasted peanuts before a game, claiming the grease on his fingers creates lubrication, while salt seasoning creates grip. A very clever fella. And next up, we have 38-year-old Tommy the Hands Henderson, only 4'2", but with hands like shovels.
What an image.
What he lacks in height, he more than makes up for in hands. He's been known to crush a crow to death after it squawks sarcastically at his wife.
Carrying event is about to begin.
Quite the character. Well, looks like they're about to start, so I'll hand you over to commentators Rodney Bingham and Trevor Stainrod.
Thank you, Fred, and welcome back, Trevor. It's a pleasure to have an old hand commentating.
It's a pleasure to be here, Rodney. It always is a real pleasure.
Now, we can see we've got two very fierce competitors here. Of course, we've got Tommy Henderson and Roger Clyde. Tommy the Hands Henderson, as he's known. Much like the Grand National, they're faced with a number of obstacles, although in this race, none of the competitors have to be put down because of a broken leg. Not anymore, any road. So the track looks like this. First off, the lads will load up on pints, that's 4 per man, and bear in mind these are pint pots with handles, so 4 is possible. Easy to get from the bar through the obstacles to the back of the pub, not spilling a drop. Now, first obstacle is the bar stool slalom. Quickly through that, and then the fruity. Navigate past it to avoid the glare of the light. Next, through the narrow doorway, down the uneven steps. Once he's through there, it's past the infamous wives' table.
Very tricky.
Very tricky. I've been down onto the course, and let me tell you, those wives have had a few, and all arm gesticulation and cackles.
A gin and tonic all round.
Trickiest obstacle to my mind, and somewhere someone might be prone to drop the lot.
Absolutely, Rodney.
And that's a phrase you came up with, isn't it?
That's Treasure? Right. Yet it became. That's right, Rodney. It happened very naturally, actually. It's very much like, a few years back in '66 when we won the World Cup.
Yes, I do.
How can we forget? And I'm sure we'll be winning it very soon again, no doubt. The old, they think it's all over. It is now.
Yeah.
It kind of came like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just retired professionally from the Yorkshire Sports.
Right.
And my early days of commentating. And, so old Charlie Watslop was doing the course, and he had back then he had 8 pints apiece. I mean, it was a real gentleman's game back then.
Yeah,
and he dropped the lot. Anyway, the crowd went silent.
Did they?
and I first thing that came into my head, I just shouted, "He's dropped the lot!" Anyway, the crowd went absolutely ballistic. Before you know it, tea towels in the gift shop with the phrase on. So yeah,
fantastic stuff.
And a few bob from that, actually.
Well, good for you. Now, once he's passed all of those obstacles, it's a straight run through to his finishing table. So, Tommy the Hands Henderson just lighting up his trademark Hamlet cigar.
I mean, that cigar looks like a matchstick in his hand. Just because of the sheer size of them hands. Look at them hands. What an advantage in this sport of carrying beer.
He has got big hands. Now, of course, we've got Roger Clyde. And he's fresh back from back-to-back wins at the White Rose in Handworth. So he will be carrying a penalty of 2 poke scratchings between his teeth.
Yes, that's the bags, may I add?
Yes. 2 bags of poke scratchings gripped between his gnashes. The pints are on the bar. They're on starters orders. And they're off. Henderson, quick away through the stalls. Clyde just a step behind him there. Both going at a tremendous pace.
It's tremendous pace.
Nearly breaking into a jog, they're walking so fast. It's back to neck and neck past the Fruity. Clyde feeling the weight of them poke scratchings, trying to stop them bouncing around in his vision. But, well, they've got past that one now. There's nothing between them, is there, Trevor?
That's right. I mean, I cannot get my breath for this. I can't speak. They're at the wives' table now. Tommy Henderson in the lead here. Oh, look at that. Oh, dear. One of the wives has thrown her head back, cackling, just as Henderson approaches with Clyde behind him. This is incredible stuff. They both had to stop, both nearly losing it.
My goodness.
They've nearly dropped the lot.
Fantastic.
It speaks to their precision that they both managed to stop in time there, Trevor.
Absolutely.
But now both on the final straight. Clyde's port scratchings are flying about like onions in a gale. It's neck and neck over the... It's neck and neck, and over the finish line, it's got to be a photo finish. Tremendous stuff, Rodney.
Absolutely. And we're just getting the news in on the photo. It's Tommy Henderson.
As he took
Tommy
it,
Henderson
look at
took
that.
it. On the photo, he's won it by the length of his cigar in his mouth.
And it's technically allowed that.
Just pipped him.
Both gentlemen are allowed a Hamlet.
Absolutely. It's such exciting stuff. I don't know about you, Trevor, but I've got a tight feeling in my chest and shooting pains down my left arm, so I'm going out for a fag.
I think I'll join you.
Well, we'll go back to Fred.
No, let's have it right. I cannot get my head around these people
He needs to hear this.
take the tea bag out of the tea and put it on a sink or put it in a little dish and not just put it in a fucking bin. I don't get it and my patience wearing thin. I use my tea bag and stick it in the bin. It's win-win, satisfying. So clear up your rubbish and dash it in the bin. I'll stack them high on a little dish. Looks pretty horrible and smells like piss. Take a shot, the bin's just there. What's the matter? Are you scared? Win, satisfying. So clear out your rubbish and dash it in the bin. Not in the sink, that's even worse. What if one of those bags was to burst? I bet you made the tea and put the milk in first. Put it in the bin, it's not cursed. It's win-win, satisfying. So clear up your rubbish and dash it in the bin.
Just don't get it. I mean, it takes as much time as it does, you know, putting a fucking tea bag in a dish or in a fucking sink than it does to actually put it in a fucking bin. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway, Ryan, I'll ring you back again soon. All right, mate. Speak to you soon. All the best. Much love.
Well, that's very nice.
Well, it's not finished.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Podcast looping nuts are we, making podcasts all for free. But if you'd like to help us too, then this is what you ought to do. On the website Patreon, followed by .com
/ is the next bit.
They seldom differ, and that's it. Podcast looping nuts are we, making podcasts all for free. But if you'd like to help us too, then this is what you ought to do. Sign up to us and then
Pay us £1, £3, £5 or £10.
Bonus podcasts worth the fuss.
appreciated by us.
You have been listening to Seldom Differ's Terrible Features with Matt Skillington, John Patrick and Ryan Howes. Intro and outro theme by Old. You can follow them at Old Music on Instagram. If you want to follow the boys at Seldom Differ, you can get them at Twitter at Seldom Differ, Instagram Seldom_Differ, and Facebook at Seldom Differ Comedy. You should also subscribe at Seldom Differ on YouTube. Thank you to Luke Collins at Appley Bridge Studio for his additional audio work. And thank you to all you Patreon subscribers. If you're interested in supporting us, then go to patreon.com/Seldom Differ And there you can donate as little as £1 a month, that's 25p an episode, that's not too bad, to £3 plus a month, which will allow you access to all of our bonus material. Please do give us a 5-star rating and a review. We'd be unbelievably grateful. Thanks for listening.